From First Coast News, this is Good Morning Jacksonville.
We're continuing to follow breaking news out of Mississippi this morning where a military plane crashed. You can see here, this is footage of that over a field in Mississippi. Now, it killed at least 16 people. Officials say the C-130 tanker belonged to the U.S. Marines, so that could mean 16 Marines killed in this crash. No word on yet if civilians may have been involved with this plane crash. Now, video showing those plane in flames still could be a dangerous situation as crews continue cleaning up a massive debris field littered with fuel. We're continuing to follow this story, including what the conditions were like as the plane was flying, all coming up.
And new this morning right here in Jacksonville, one person is in the hospital after police say they were shot during a robbery. This is on Ribbon Falls Lane on the west side of Jacksonville. That person was getting things out of their car, we're told, just before midnight when two suspects robbed them and shot them when they yelled for help. If you know anything, you're urged to please call Crime Stoppers. You know that number, 866-845-TIPS.
Had another powerful round of storms move through our first coast on Monday. Check out this time-lapse video from yesterday afternoon, just confirming it all. And they got lightning mixed in there as well. Heavy rain and with the gusty winds, all with that deadly lighting, led to some power outages. And we are not done yet, though there are some changes. First Coast News storm expert Mike Prangley now.
Not today. We're going to see a big change. That stormy summer pattern is changing for the sun here. In fact, the lightning zone shifts well west of Jacksonville, and these are more of those isolated, more typical late-day variety of storms. That would be Baker, Union, Bradford County, including Charlton County, southern Ware County, and up toward areas of Waycross. But as we look at this with precision, very low confidence even on the isolated showers across Duval, mainly I-95 west. The beach just stays dry today, including Neptune Beach, but it's going to be at Mandarin Park. Maybe a quick shower, 2:30. Shafee Road on the west side by 3 o'clock. As we look to the south, a little better chance, higher confidence of a quick shower. That'd be toward Green Cove Springs, 4 o'clock, Middleburg by 4:30, and Keystone by 5. So you see the trend farther west. So look at St. Johns County, Flagler County, mainly dry, and we're going to enjoy a beautiful sunset at 8:31 after a quick shower in Hastings at 3:30. And then as we look at the big picture, we've got a 10 out of 10 for our runners today. And a big change is this, the difference maker, a fresh afternoon breeze. And I'll take you to the beach with a great beach forecast and the jumbo shrimp coming right up. But first, we've got Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you, Mike. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Beautiful sunrise out there. Live look here towards the Buckman Bridge. Some people sleep with one eye open. I always do traffic with one eye on the Buckman Bridge, just in case anything happens, and so far it looks pretty nice. Let's take a look towards our traffic maps this morning. Really only accident we've been following is I-95 southbound here, the ramp towards State Road 9B. No lanes there are blocked, but there was an accident in that area. No injuries involved off to the side, but you still want to be careful whenever you are passing an accident scene. Looking towards the downtown area, all of your bridges look great. They're open without any problems. Fuller Warren, Acosta, Maine, Hart, and Matthews. If you need to use any of them to get into or out of downtown, they all look great at the moment. Back to you, Lou.
6:33. Thank you, Katie. New details now about a Lake City police officer who was hurt in a traffic stop last week. We were telling you about this, that Officer Stuart Robinson was hurt and that he was dragged, but now police say he was not dragged a mile by a truck as originally reported. They say he was chasing someone who took off from a traffic stop, and police say he hopped into the bed of that pickup truck. During the chase, Robinson was then thrown from the truck and into a ditch on the other side of the road. That's how he was hurt. Harrowing nonetheless. He is doing well now, we're told, and is expected to make a full recovery.
Well, gas prices are staying put out in Nassau County. Last night, county leaders threw out an idea to increase gas prices there. The idea was that the increase would generate about $1.6 million to improve roads on the west side of the county, but 3 out of the 5 county commissioners voted against it.
When there is a crash that involves a semi-truck, almost immediately people on social media will begin to vilify the truck driver, blaming him or her before an investigation has even begun. But there is a popular Reddit post that has been circulating around social media from the perspective of a truck driver about all the things he said he wishes that car drivers knew when they are driving next to big trucks. So this morning, before you jump in the car and you head to work, we want to take a moment to give you a look at the roads from a different perspective than you probably have, from the perspective of a truck driver.
You know, we're all out there, and again, everybody has to do their part.
It's all about finding common ground or common roadway. since we do share it every day.
Earlier, every time you see a guy out driving a truck or a woman, they're at work. They're professionals. That's how they make their living. You know, that's how they provide for their family. So it's in their best interest to not get tickets, to not get wrecks.
Joe Lackey with the Commercial Vehicle Driving Program at FSCJ wishes drivers knew it could take a football field length or more to bring one of these 40-ton trucks to a stop.
So the way they buzz around like little bees in front of these trucks, that's probably the most dangerous thing that they do. They don't realize the space and time needed to either start one or, more importantly, stop one of these things.
And the braking system is completely different than in cars. Trucks use air brakes, and cars cutting in front of them can lead to serious problems.
So if we deplete all of our air, we can just lock these tires up at any given time. And if that happens, we have no control of where and when the truck stops.
So that space in front of a truck is not meant for a car to cut in. It's meant to help the truck stop and not deplete the brakes. So where is the safest place to drive around a truck? Well, definitely not the blind spot, not next to the driver's door, not directly in front of the truck in case it can't stop. Those three areas are sometimes called the no zones for those reasons. The safest spot is actually behind the truck, of course, leaving a safe distance.
Honestly, when you see these big trucks, you have to realize that these drivers are at work. They're not just out driving. They are trained professionals that are going somewhere.
Because maybe a little understanding could lead to some safer travels for us all. Katie Jeffries, First Coast News.
Well, here's an update the community can be pretty proud of. Some good news on this Tuesday morning. First Coast News viewers helped to raise enough money to save the life of a pregnant dog and her puppies here in Jacksonville. A dog named Lucy was taken to a city shelter, and the woman who cared for her couldn't get her back right away. That's because Lucy had been previously microchipped to someone else, and she wasn't spayed. Now, the shelter was dealing with overcrowding, so Lucy's puppies would have been aborted. But viewers, they helped Jessica raise $900 to get Lucy back. So they're expected to be reunited today. This is awesome. Now, a lot of animal shelters are dealing with overcrowding, though, so they're asking for anyone who can foster animals to contact them so they can clear some kennels. That's pretty much all throughout the First Coast, so help out if you can.
Jacksonville wins a national title in football. Up next, how the Sharks pulled off a very exhilarating victory in the NAL championship last night. A defensive battle in arena football. Are you kidding me? And we're tracking more storms today. Mike is back with another look at your forecast.
Wow.
The storm experts with us in 4 minutes.
From the Farrah and Farrah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Espinoza loses the football, and the Sharks recover. It's picked up for Jacksonville. Jeremiah Price, and the Sharks take over with 4 seconds left.
Well, there hasn't been this much excitement around a championship football game in a while here, maybe ever. Hello and welcome in. I'm Melissa Langer. Jacksonville Sharks were hosting a team last night that they'd beaten twice in the regular season, but this time it was for the NAL championship. You're looking at the NAL trophy, shiny, heavy, and tall. Sharks up 7-0 here. Flea Flicker, Damian Fleming to Maurice Williams to the big man Mo Ruffins. That would make it 13-0 Jacksonville. Later in the game, Sharks up a touchdown. Jason Boldis delivering it to Williams. Lions would score on their next possession and get the ball back. So we go late to the fourth. Lots of good celebrations last night. Columbus down 6 on the Jacksonville 6-yard line. Uh-oh, we have a fumble. Jeremiah Price scooping it up, and that would be ball game. Sharks go on to win their first ever NAL title.
We're so proud of the players. This group battled and fought through adversity all year and still come out on top. It's a special group. I told them that the whole year, and this shows they're special.
Oh, man, like, winning a professional championship, it's like the emotions, man, it's just going through me, man. Like, it's just happy, excited, you know. I got some problems with my family being here, man. Like, they don't get no better than this right here. They don't get no better.
Big congrats to that Sharks team. We'll have a full recap when you join us later tonight for First Coast News at 6.
Ooh, they're amped up and I love it. All right, so no traffic, no lines. This is all around the mall. It looks pretty dead, right? You would think that there's nothing going on today, but it's actually one of the busiest shopping days of the year. It's Amazon Prime Day. Our deal guy, Matt Granite, has all of the big deals to help you save some money, and we've got those posted right now on our website, firstcoastnews.com.
Good morning.
Good
What a
morning.
great day. 7-Eleven today.
And I'm so excited for the Sharks. That's
Sharks.
awesome.
Yes, and this is a sign of good things to come for Jacksonville. Jaguars are on deck, ready to go. And in fact, for us, we're talking about a big change in the weather, Katie, for our Slurpee Day.
Finally, no rain in the evening. Tell me that's what you're going to say.
No rain in the evening. Katie, you know, she asked for it, and look at this. We've got this beautiful sunrise. It's already a beautiful day on this Tuesday. And if anything, we're not going to be seeing storm pictures tonight. How about rainbow pictures? Make sure you turn your back to the sun, and basically the sunlight is refracted out of the backside of the raindrops, so we may see that twice over. We have some double rainbows out there, so send those pictures in tonight. And the reason why I'm thinking, yes, we're going to see more sun than rain is high pressure builds in, and so it's a good Slurpee day. Heat index back up of 105 degrees, especially between 4 and 6 o'clock, so that'll be the time to slurp down those Slurpees. And as far as the Captain Alvarez fishing report, Katie, we've got the tuna biting out there and just a light chop. Beach weather doesn't get much better. Notice 88 degrees. It's just going to be a gorgeous day. Now, the big news is this. We could actually keep this weather going for a long time. We'll include the whole weekend. We'll take a close look at that coming up.
All right, good to know. Thank you so much, Mike. Let's take a live look outside. Overall, your traffic has looked very nice today, and this is a look over there towards 295 in Atlantic, and you can see cars moving without any slowdowns and without any problems, and that is exactly what you do want to see. Moving out, kind of a look at your maps, you can see I-10 eastbound here between 295 and downtown, typical for this time of the morning, seeing a little bit of congestion starting to form. 295 northbound though from I-10 up towards New Kings Road, that's moving at your typical 6 minutes. And over here towards JTB, not seeing any problems or slowdowns on JTB, Beach, or Atlantic, depending on which route you want to take driving in from the beaches.
That's the kind of green we like seeing this time of day, Katie.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Mike. Your time now is 6:44 on this Tuesday morning, this gorgeous Tuesday morning. Well, beachgoers take matters into their own hands to save lives. At 6:49, we're going to show you how a group of swimmers saved 8 people in Florida this weekend. It really is amazing to see that video. Look at them linking arms there. All right, but first, a military plane crash kills 16 people in Mississippi. This is a story we are following closely. We've been following overnight into the early morning. Alex Osiris is going to have another update on that breaking news situation in our power block of nonstop news, and that begins in just 2 minutes. And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Jacksonville on this Tuesday morning. It's time now for your power block of nonstop news. We have new details concerning the president's administration and his son. Now the Senate Intelligence Committee is looking to speak with Donald Trump Jr. after his meeting with a Russian lawyer during the campaign last year. Now that lawyer has ties to the Kremlin and said that she had information about Hillary Clinton. But now the New York Times reports that Trump Jr. was sent an email before that meeting saying that the material he would receive was a part of a Russian government effort to influence the election. But the White House denies any collusion. NBC News has an exclusive interview with that Russian lawyer who met with Trump Jr. You're going to hear much more about this coming up at 7 o'clock on The Today Show.
All right, also breaking from overnight, as you're going to bed, we know a military plane crashed in the Mississippi Delta. We know 16 have died, and the details from there, well, that's just about all we can really nail down, at least from the military's perspective. Alex Osiris has been following this all night and into the morning hours as well, trying to figure out the details because so many different variables can lead to something like this happening. You think first of mind would be weather conditions, and we know throughout the southeast there were storms, but over that much further west, not as bad. Actually, you were saying you're looking at some clear skies.
Yeah, clear skies, about 3-mile-an-hour winds or so. But the thing that we want to talk about, think of air traffic as big highways in the sky. And over that part of Mississippi, there's not a whole lot of traffic, not a very busy airspace. But those planes tend to go towards the Gulf. They go towards New Orleans, and that appears just the direction that this plane was going in. But you can take a look at some of the video from the scene here, aerials of that C-130 that had crashed. It's a C-130 tanker, so it carries roughly 13,000 gallons of fuel, and that makes it a very dangerous situation for those on the ground trying to clean it up. And you can see those flames very high at that point. The Marine Corps actually tweeting out that there had been, quote, a mishap with one of their C-130 planes. Now, it led to 16 deaths, possibly, Lou, 16 Marines. Now, here's what emergency management out in Mississippi had to say late last night.
We don't want nobody out there. You have fuel everywhere, so we don't want anybody without responders in the area or tampering around in the area.
Officials do expect to have another briefing later this afternoon, hopefully, to get some more answers to this.
And I know the FBI out there right now investigating as well, and as we know, the sun's coming up, so we'll learn a lot more with some daylight. Thank you, Alex. A tragic story there as well. 6:49 is your time for your top local stories here. Charges pending after a deadly crash in the Oakleaf Plantation area Monday. An 8-year-old boy died after 2 cars collided at the intersection of Argyle Forest and Oakleaf Plantation Parkway. A car that the 8-year-old was in was turning left when it was hit by another vehicle. A 9-year-old and a 28-year-old woman were also hurt here. A jury selection will continue today in the trial against a man who was arrested in connection to the shooting death of a child. Prosecutors say Maurice Mobley brought a gun into a home and an 8-year-old picked it up before accidentally shooting 2 other children. A 5-year-old in this case named Serenity Allen died after the shooting. Well, banding together now to save lives. Look at this, pretty incredible photos of teamwork. This out of Panama City Beach. Beachgoers formed a human chain there to rescue as many as 8 people who were caught up in the rip currents there Saturday. Each swimmer was pulled to shore by those bystanders. What a line there. Several had to be taken to the hospital, but what a great sign of humanity. Well, former Jacksonville Sun Giancarlo Stanton could not recreate magic in Miami last night, but he did just fine last year. I think he was due a little bit of a break. He was knocked out in the first round of the Home Run Derby, opening it up for New York Yankee Aaron Judge to put on a show and win the 2017 Home Run Derby. The Yankees are now the first team to have 4 winners of Home Run Derbies. He did not come close to Stanton's record, who hit 61. Judge hit 47 homers last night compared to the 61 Stanton hit last year. However, Aaron Judge did put one out 513 feet, which would have just about hit Miami International Airport from the stadium there. Pretty long shot.
Yeah. You're impressed with that. I'm impressed with this. Check this out. Look outside this morning, Jacksonville Beach. Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Check this out if you have the time. I know you're rushing to get ready for work, but it really is a gorgeous sight to see on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We're going to turn things over right now to our storm expert, Mike Prangley, has a quick look at what we can expect for the rest of the day. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. And today, it's more about the beautiful sunshine out there, because as we look at our Jacksonville Beach summer camp forecast, no rain to worry about, and the difference maker is that nice fresh east to southeast breeze. So what that's doing is it's blowing the main storm zone well inland, so it's going to be tough to squeeze out much rain whatsoever as you head through the rest of Duval this afternoon. In fact, look at these highs back in the lower 90s, so we're used to that. But what's different about today is we've got much lower chances of rain. By 2, 3 o'clock, just a 40% chance of a brief pop-up storm. And those storms will be long gone by the time you drive home. And for the Jumbo Shrimp in Biloxi, the Milwaukee Brewer farm team coming to town here. 80 degrees, southeast winds at 10, so we'll have a nice breeze out there at a beautiful ballpark. Take it all in. And then as we look at our precision forecast, yes, the best chance of rain, and this is very spotty, out toward McClenny by 4 o'clock, Stark, quick shower, 5 o'clock, then Lake City at 6 p.m. And you can see as we look at this forecast, this is a much different pattern. High pressure building to the south, and this will be controlling our weather. It looks like the rest of the week. That tropical wave we were watching moving toward the Bahamas stays towards South Florida, and then the main storm zone stays into western Florida. Tampa, back in toward areas of Tallahassee and the Gulf Coast. Those are the areas that will see the bigger storms for the next several days. In fact, as we look at the next 3 days, low rain chances. I've got beach days, water slide weather Wednesday, sunshine Thursday, only a 10% chance of a shower. And we'll keep this pattern going. The driest stretch of summer is here to stay, at least through late Sunday. Now let's get to Katie Jeffries, hopefully with more good news in that VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Well, this is your power block of traffic, so let's get right to it. I-10 eastbound starting to get pretty heavy. You've got that normal congestion plus a bit of a sun delay this morning. Very bright sunrise. So that's the eastbound side. That is the westbound side there. And just maybe plan in for that. That congestion's already ramping up. Let's take a look here at your traffic maps to help you out this morning. So you can see from 295 all the way towards downtown. You're just going to kind of be riding the brakes a little bit, but that is to be expected. It always gets congested there in the morning. We did have an accident 95 southbound, that ramp to State Road 9B. No lanes are blocked, but still be careful when you're passing a scene. Also got a report of some debris. Didn't say specifically what it was, but some debris in the roadway on 95 southbound just past Old St. Augustine Road. So just maybe be on the lookout when you pass through that area. Overall, though, your major interstates look like they're moving up to speed. No problems right now on your bridges, but the Buckman Bridge, I see a hint of congestion starting to form. Back to you.
Just a hint. Thank you, Katie. At 6:54, a new push to keep a man's memory alive. 23-year-old Glenn McNeil Jr. died after he was shot during 4th of July celebrations in Jacksonville Beach. Now his loved ones and friends are asking the city to create a memorial to honor McNeil. A petition was posted on change.org to create a permanent memorial there. It's got about 2,400 signatures now, and if you'd like to sign, we do have a link posted on our website, firstcoastnews.com. A former Florida congresswoman going back to court next month. It's in her fight against her federal corruption conviction.
Corrine Brown and her attorney will be back in court on August 7th, arguing for her conviction to be thrown out and asking for a new trial. Now, she was convicted on 18 counts related to fraud back in April. A Jacksonville police officer accused of hitting a teenager in handcuffs will be back in court in August. An attorney for Timothy James says that there was a miscommunication with the court, so James did not show up for his scheduled time yesterday, but that has been resolved. James was also accused of spitting on a man back in April, and JSO is still investigating that case. Well, it's a sign of closure for a Jacksonville family. The family of Joshua Hayes gathered in Mayport last night to lay flowers at the spot where Josh was killed back in 1999. They found out yesterday the man accused in his death may be extradited back to Jacksonville.
That man is named Philip Harkins. He's been living in Britain but lost his extradition battle on Monday. No word yet, though, on when he could be flown back to Jacksonville to face the charges here. Well, thousands of people searching for new jobs in Jacksonville. Check out the line. It formed outside the Legends Center yesterday for the first Amazon job fair. Its new fulfillment center is set to open in August. Amazon's hosting more job fairs tomorrow as well as Friday, and we have information for you on our website right now.
We have a live look. Oh, look at this. It's gorgeous down there right now. This is downtown, as you can see, obviously, Everbank Field. If you're looking for a part-time gig, this may help you out. Everbank Field is hosting a job fair today.
No filter there. They're hoping to fill more than 1,000 positions for things like bartenders, security workers, ticket takers. This all for Jaguars home games and other events in the fall. The job fair will be 4 o'clock this afternoon. They ask you to dress professional. They ask you to bring a pen, so have those things handy. And we are one step closer every day. We're a day closer to the college football season. SEC Media Days continue today. We're going to hear from coaches from Florida and Georgia, as well as Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. And the First Coast Sports Team will have the updates throughout the day and the week as well. All right, Mike Franklin.
Ready for football, that's for sure,
yeah.
And hopefully ready for some sunshine today.
Definitely.
I mean, we're talking a bright, beautiful Tuesday for most of us. Low chances of rain. Check out that high, low 90s, upper 80s to the beach. Send in those beautiful postcard pics and we'll share them. Next good chance of rain holds off until late weekend.
We're seeing delays in your typical spots like I-10 eastbound, of course the Buckman Bridge traveling towards Mandarin, but no major crashes at this point.
And don't go anywhere. The Today Show right now with an exclusive with that Russian attorney in the center of Donald Trump Jr.'s controversy. Stay right there. We're back in a half hour.